Hi there. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. And disclaimers at the front. These are my thoughts and opinions. I don't work for anybody with anybody. Lone wolf over here. And also I swear. And also, just right at the beginning, if you do want to subscribe to me, just remember I don't monetize my channel. So if you ever want to watch any of my videos, you're not going to get adverts. This is a major bugbear with me, and it kind of fits in with the topic of today's conversation. Remember that I said I've got me book, and so I had a little look through. This was from the 7th of December last year that I got this. And it starts with, "We are in a giant social experiment." Now, I think that's, I know it's not common knowledge. It should be common knowledge. But I'll pull you towards Facebook and YouTube as examples. Facebook is constantly doing things. It'll remove your ability to communicate with people. So if I have a new friend on Facebook, I can tag them. If I've communicated with them at all, I have to put an @ before their name comes up. Like, just putting little bits in between me and my friends, right? YouTube is just taking the piss. Well, pretty much everything is. You get it on Facebook gaming now as well, adverts everywhere. And it seems with YouTube that the adverts are getting just that little bit longer, just that little bit less skippable. My personal favourite is the one where it's like, now bearing in mind my TV's in the other room and I have YouTube on the telly and I sit in the kitchen by my computer. So I'm constantly up and down skipping ads. So you'd get, like, because I ain't paying them £18 a month, the bullies, right? It's bullying tactics. It's like, I am going to punish you. I'm going to make your life uncomfortable, so annoying that you give me money to make me stop bullying you anymore, right? And I refuse it. Apart from anything else, I don't have £18 a month to give them, right? So, and then on top of that, you've got Amazon, which I accidentally have just gone to Amazon Unlimited Music, done the free trial for that by accident. Like, literally, I just nails, mate. Just pressed the wrong bloody button. They were right next to each other, both signed up. That's how easy it was. No confirmation. No, are you sure you want to do this? No, you're now on this free trial. So I play a lot of music at the minute. And a lot of the songs on there have the lyrics with them. So at the weekend, fingers crossed, my mate's coming round with the karaoke mics and we're just going to annoy the neighbours, which is going to be fun. But you've got all the adverts. YouTube, apart from my channel, no adverts with me. But it's just bombarding. And nobody can do anything about it. Nobody does anything about it. That, I think, is corruption, personally. You've got, like, they coerce us to make us do what they want. And the past 4 years has proven that basically they've just pushed the boundaries, mate. There's the whole gas and lecky thing. It's like, literally, we're going to put the prices of gas and lecky up until you can't afford to use your gas and lecky. And the reason we're doing that is because the people who provide your gas and lecky want to be even richer than they are now. And we allowed it. We allow not Facebook putting barriers in between us and our friends, putting us to the bottom of the news feed if we say something that, like, they don't like. And just nobody says anything. Like, nobody is saying anything about this. We are lab rats to these people. We are one giant social experiment, and they're pushing and they're pushing and they're pushing and they're putting that boot ever more firmly on the neck, and nobody is having a damn thing to say about it, except for people like me. But, like, I've said before, right, we're dealing, them bastards up there, right, not the governments, the people who own the governments, the people who tell the government what they've got to do, which is why during 2020 and the year since, the whole world, except for, is it Sweden or Switzerland, who's opting out of a load of stuff at the minute, good on them, mate. But the whole world at the same time developed a medical intervention, and I think there were 50 something developed all at the same time across the globe, or the whatever flat earthers call it, the plane, I don't know, the earth. Is it still called the earth? I don't know. And I don't much care, and I'm sorry about that, but it's just not important to me at all, especially not the arguments it makes it. That's another thing, that we are in a social experiment. They tell us through the media what we have to think, and if the people who don't trust the media, the free thinkers who think for ourselves and look at logic of like, well, hold on a minute, this doesn't make any sense, we're vilified. We are basically made out to be the scum of the earth for having a thought that differs from what's handed down from there. And our fellow man, the people on our level, everybody's look down on each other. There's a girl in our doctors. I really don't like going to the doctors, because every time I go in, she's like, are you able to wear a mask? I'm like, no. You can't wear a mask? And it's like, well, there's no mask mandate in place. Well, we're just asking everybody, and I'm saying no. There's no reason. They don't work. No, sorry. That's, I ain't having my channel taken down again for one comment. I take it back. Right? There are studies that show. Nothing to do with me. This is my opinion on what I have seen of the studies that I've seen. But we're bred to hate each other, smoking, non-smoking. Like, I was accused of being transphobic because I pointed out that you don't get macaroni noises from a trans woman. It's a whole different sexual experience, no macaroni noises, and I was called transphobic for that. Now, I was once dating a trans woman, not dating, getting to know online, and basically I dumped her when it was quite obvious that it was a kink and a fetish, and she just wanted to go to sex parties and wanted me to go and have sex with like random people, and I'm like, no. That's not what I am like. No, I will take, like, I don't care what you're packing in the bedroom, but I ain't going out with you, and no, I ain't showing anybody my flaps. Woo, not me. Do you know what I mean? But I was called transphobic, even though I was prepared to date a trans woman, literally for pointing out that you don't get macaroni noises when you have sex with a trans woman, unless you lose it using shit ton of lube, or she's had a dodgy vindaloo. I know that's a bit too much information, sorry. But I'm not, and this is something else. You're not allowed to have an opinion on fat, bold, middle-aged men with a bit of lippy on going into women's toilets. You're not allowed an opinion on that. You're hateful if you think that that's wrong for fully grown, middle-aged, bold men being around your little girls. In a world, because we are like constantly bombarded with paedophilia as well. They have been for years, trying to normalise paedophilia. And they do this in the same way. Social media, the mainstream media, tells us who we have to hate. And the majority of people just believe it, because we're bred from the age of 4 to just believe what these people tell us. And they've been telling us even more nonsense the older we've got. Until now, I had a boyfriend end of last year, and I like holding hands in public, right? And twice, it was at least twice, it may have been 3 times, we walked up the shop and young kids were like, oh, look, they're holding hands. And I'm like, hold on a minute, when was the last time I saw anybody holding hands? And when you think about it, the youngsters have been told to sit in hula hoops 6 feet apart when they were growing up. Do you know what I mean? Social experiment that we are a part of, whether we like it or not, as basically the kids that one day are going to decide what happens to us in our old age have been brought up to not even speak to each other, to not even sit together, to have plexiglass screens in between each other, like they do in prison. Do you know what I mean? The world is changing, and it's changing for the worse. And it will only ever get worse while they are in charge. Now, the patriarchy, the opposite of which is the matriarchy. Now, I've spoken to a couple of my friends on Facebook lately who were just really, look, nothing's going to change. Now, I wholeheartedly disagree with this, right? And this is what I do for a living. Do you know what I mean? I fathom ways to overthrow the patriarchy. I've started building a list of names. I'm taking names, kicking ass and taking names, right? I already, and it's just something that I've done, not with any great seriousness, started compiling a list of my badass female friends on Facebook. And I've got 13 already, 13 solid women who, if they had the right motivation, if they truly believed in this like I do, would make a formidable team. Now, I consider it my job to help them understand that they are part of a formidable team. Do you know what I mean? The matriarchy is already being put into place. It was 2008, 16 years ago, when I first started on my journey. Now, I don't work, and I've said this on other videos, but if this is the only one you've ever seen, I don't work like other people work. I don't watch other people's videos. I don't read other people's books. Basically, 15 years ago, I decided to put myself on an experiment, right? And part of what I did during that is I asked what I call the all, what other people will call whatever God they follow or whatever, and basically the universe, the universal energy that we are all an equal part of. And that energy can be positive and negative, and the people that are running it currently make it negative. They need us negative. They need us full of hate. They need us angry. This is what gets them off. Like, literally, because we are made of energy, they harvest our negative energy. So what we need to do for a start off is flip that switch and make our energy positive to cancel it out. That is our best weapon in this war, because we are in a spiritual war, and we have been for several years. But then once we go like, no, do you know what? And we get this, oh no, what was I saying? So like, I basically asked the universe to teach me what it needed me to know. I very quickly learned about Freemasonry. I was taught about Freemasonry in my sleep. And I was taught about things that I have later gone on to read in places, because I just go where it all takes me. And it has taken me to works that it's gone, look, do you know what I mean? It's like, I was taught in my sleep that Freemasonry started in, that Freemasonry has ties to ancient Egypt and everything. And then I saw an article by one C.W. Ledbetter, a 33rd, obviously above that, but, on paper, a 33rd degree Freemasonry, talking to other Freemasons, saying, as we know, the origin of, we began back in ancient Egypt. And it's like, right, that's a Freemason telling me that what I was taught in my dream by Source is correct. Now, if the universe is saying to random middle-aged bloody women on the planet who are literally working alone, like literally, I, at the beginning when I started my YouTube channel, worked completely alone. It was just me, my sleep, sitting in the sunshine, making notes. And I learned so much stuff that has been corroborated by the Freemasons themselves. Now, how could I have known that? Do you know what I mean? I'd never even really heard of them. When I first did my videos, I was scared to even say Freemasons. I used to call them the 3 Jasons because I was scared to say the word. Do you know what I mean? Because that I've been bred by them. Look at who you're not allowed to criticize. They're the bad guys, right? And yeah, so like, so I considered over the years, I'm like, well, why do I know this? And I think that what it is that they're all has been creating like sleeper cells. They've been teaching us individually for the time when we come together. And I think that time is 2024. I will not leave this year behind without making a good old start on the matriarchy, mate. I have 13 mates. I have 13 names, and I've not even gone through my friends list. It's just when one of, my 6 sisters, like, and it's like, mate, putting you on the list. But it's nowhere near complete. And obviously, these are people that I've just met since I've been on this journey. Do you know what I mean? Like, the universe will bring us together, and we have to have faith in that. We have to, because the sisterhood needs to kick the dark brotherhood's ass. Do you know what I mean? And nothing will change until we do. But in the meantime, we are in this social experiment. We are lab rats to these people. We are statistics. We are numbers on a piece of paper. Their whole way, there is no logic in their world. You know what I mean? It's only statistics. It's all bloody numbers. And just like lab rats, it doesn't matter to them. If we die, we die. We're nothing to these people. And yet we wave flags for them. We stand and cheer. We gather in arenas to listen to them speak. And we don't even hear the universe talking to us. Now, I've started this new thing recently, which I'm swearing by it. I love it. Mirror chats, bathroom mirror chats. If I'm feeling a bit down, or if I've got a bit of a conundrum, like if there's... like just recently, there was a fella in my life and whatever, and I just look myself in the eyes in the mirror, and I'm like, right, well, what are we doing here? And it's like, no. All right then. Do you know what I mean? You look yourself in the eyes in the mirror. That is like talking to the universe, and you just waffle. Do you know what I mean? This is how this is how I work now. But back when I started, this is another way I learned a load of stuff. I'd just focus on because I had a video camera back then, and I'd focus on the little black circle, and I'd ramble, and then I'd listen to the video back. So many of them, I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? That is it. That's the way to explain it. And it's like, well, you just watched it come out of your own head. It's like, well, I can't remember saying the fucker. Do you know what I mean? I just open my mouth. What comes out, comes out. If it's any good, it's any good. If it's not, it's not. This is why I ask anybody, if you do subscribe to me, stick with me, because occasionally I'll just do something uber stupid, and that will get me like a new subscriber and whatever. And I always panic a bit if I get a new subscriber after I've put out something that's like more on the light side, because ultimately I came here to change the world with my girls. And when I say the girls, I mean the matriarchy. Repeating myself, I know, but there can be men in the matriarchy. It's a whole different, it's taking the boot off the neck. It's feeding. Do you know what I mean? It's feeding and nurturing. Whereas here we get rules and punishments. That's the difference between the past of the world and what we are going to create when we get the faith and we know what I know, that it is going to get done and that this is going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Which is partly, I suppose, why I'm shadow banned all the time on Facebook. It's like I'll post stuff and nothing. Then I'll put up some meaningless drivel and like everybody's like, oh, there you are. Could just be that people are like, oh, fucking hell, here she goes again. I know I'm annoying. That's why it's better for me to work alone. Do you know what I mean? But we can work alone, but integrate with each other, because we need a whole range of different sides to come at this from, because they just boot straight down on the neck, and we need to be opening that up. What is it that you'd like? What is it that you'd like? Let's come together, discuss this, and discuss options. There are no options coming down from up there. There never will. We have to be working together. We have to be galvanising. We really do. And it is going to happen. I promise you. I'll leave you there. If you've got any comments at all, please feel free to share. If you want to join me on Facebook, let me know that you're coming, because sometimes I just delete people if I've got no mutuals because of the sheer amount of scammers. That's another thing. And it's like scammers are everywhere now. They're promoted on Microsoft Bing. They're promoted. Their ads, scammy ads, are promoted by Facebook. They are, because they don't give a shit about our money either. Well, they wouldn't be charging us £19 a month to not get bullied if they gave a shit about whether we could eat or heat our homes. These people are bad, and it isn't going to change. Stop saying it, carry on. They could just rewind. Anyways, if you've listened till the end, thank you so much. I owe you a bevy. Like I say, if you've got any comments, please feel free. If you want to give me a thumbs up, a big blue fuck off, we call it on Facebook. You know, like when you're in chat, it's like when you put that's just like, all right, thanks. You know what I mean? But that's all you can do on YouTube anyway. But so give me a like. And if you are a returning subscriber and you want one, let me know and I'll fashion you a badge. And if you're not a returning subscriber, please feel free. Please consider subscribing to me, and never forget that you won't get any adverts, because I don't monetize my channel, because I don't do this for money. I do this for love. What did I write down on there? Our lives don't matter to them. At least let them matter to us. It's like they're behaving this way. They are handing down hatred. Oh, this person ain't like you. Hate them. Argue about it. Go in there, like literally, just argue about it online. As long as you're not looking at us, we don't give two shiny shits what you do. If you kill each other, if you all die of other things, you nothing. Do not care. All we care about, the only numbers we care about are the ones in our bank account. And that is wrong. We are doing this wrong. So thank you for being here. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon. And never forget that I love you all. Bye.